Imagine waking up tomorrow and seeing hundreds of new leads flooding into your business, your phone lighting up with inquiries, and sales rolling in predictably every single day, without begging, chasing, or discounting. Imagine customers lining up to work with you instead of you running after them. Now ask yourself, what would that change in your life? Your income? Your freedom? Your confidence? The uncomfortable truth is this. Most businesses never get to experience that reality. 96% fail within the first 10 years, and 80% collapse within the first 2. And even those that survive, most barely get by, because they never master the one skill that separates exploding businesses from dying ones: selling. This video is about how to change that forever. Today's breakdown of Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Suby reveals a step-by-step selling system that has generated over $400 million across 167 different industries, a system that turns cold prospects into paying customers consistently, predictably, and profitably. And if you stay through the end of this video, you'll walk away with a roadmap to scale your business on demand. Not motivation, not theory, a system. So let's begin. Sell Like Crazy opens with a bold statement. As a business owner, your most important job is not building the product, it's selling it. The fate of your business depends not on passion, talent, or a great idea, but on your ability to generate revenue. Without consistent profitable sales, a business suffocates. Sabri Suby makes it clear, selling is not optional. It is the lifeblood of every successful business. And this book is a playbook that reveals the entire path, broken down into 8 phases that any entrepreneur can implement to grow sales fast. Before we get into the phases, the book lays the foundation with essential mindset principles. Chapter 1. Why this information is vitally important. Business failure is far more common than success, and the numbers prove it with brutal clarity. Sabri Suby opens this chapter by presenting a harsh reality. 96% of businesses fail within the first 10 years, and 80% collapse within the first 2. But even the remaining 4%, those considered survivors, aren't necessarily thriving. Many operate month to month, struggling to generate consistent customers and stable cash flow. Sabri explains that most failures stem from a single root problem. Business owners don't understand that the most important responsibility they have is generating revenue. They obsess over the wrong priorities: logo designs, branding, website visuals, social media posts, hiring staff, office decor, and operational routines. These activities feel productive, yet none of them directly bring in sales. He states plainly, repeated, profitable sales are the oxygen of your business. Without sales, every other part of company starves. With profitable revenue, any business problem can be solved, staff can be hired, better technology can be implemented, and product quality can be improved. Without it, the business dies slowly and painfully. Most businesses start with passion and craftsmanship. The bakers start a bakery because they love baking. The builders start a construction company because they love building. The dentist opens a clinic because they love dentistry. But passion is not a replacement for revenue. Sabri argues that once you launch a business, your identity must shift. You are no longer a craftsperson. You are a marketer first. The difference between a local chef stuck working 80-hour weeks at a single location and another chef who scales to 16 successful restaurants and sells the company for millions is not superior talent. It is marketing. It is sales. That is the deciding factor. Chapter 2. Think like a billionaire. To succeed, Sabri urges entrepreneurs to study what billionaires do differently. Not what they say publicly, but what they actually do. Billionaires treat their time as the most valuable asset in existence. They do not spend it responding to emails, scrolling social media, reacting to notifications, or drowning in busy work. Instead, they identify and focus solely on high-leverage tasks that move the needle. The concept is rooted in the 80-20 rule, discovered by economist Vilfredo Pareto. 20% of actions produce 80% of results. Sabri takes it further. Apply 80/20ths to itself, and only 4% of activities produce 64% of outcomes. Those 4% are the revenue-generating activities that matter most. Yet most entrepreneurs do the opposite. They bury themselves in low-value tasks: admin, support emails, posting content, scheduling, micromanaging, to feel productive. Sabri calls this being busy but not effective. The activities that truly produce revenue are creating offers, writing copy, designing selling systems, testing ads, building funnels, speaking to qualified prospects. Everything else should be automated, delegated, or eliminated. Sabri introduces his personal philosophy, the single-parent mother work ethic. He developed it by watching his mother work 3 jobs to support their family with relentless discipline. From her, he learned that success requires hunger, intensity, and consistency. There are no hacks, shortcuts, or secret buttons. Only deep work and responsibility. This chapter is ultimately about adopting a mindset. Operate like a billionaire before you become one, and you'll soon rise above the competition. Chapter 3. How to Sell Like Crazy. Here, Sabri bridges mindset and mechanics by stating the core rule of business success. As a founder, your number one job is to sell. You're not in the business of providing a service. You are in the business of selling that service. He warns that many entrepreneurs mistakenly believe product quality will sell itself. They assume that if they build something amazing, customers will magically appear. That belief destroys companies. The market does not reward the best product. It rewards the product that is marketed most effectively. Sabri argues that all business problems become easy when sales are strong. Hiring becomes easier. Scaling becomes predictable. Innovation becomes funded. Confidence becomes natural. But without consistent sales, stress consumes everything. Selling should not be seen as optional or uncomfortable. It is the lifeblood of a business and the single most important skill an entrepreneur can master. Even if someone else on the team handles direct sales calls, the founder must understand the selling system at a deep level. Sabri positions selling not as manipulation, but as solving problems. When your product delivers genuine value and your offer is crafted properly, selling becomes service. Chapter 4. The $500,000 Learning Curve. Sabri reflects on the early years of trial, error, and financial loss that shaped his mastery. He calculated that he spent more than $500,000 learning what works in marketing, through experiments, ads, testing, courses, and failed campaigns. Most of what he paid for turned out to be useless gimmicks, hacks, trendy tools, overnight success systems, and low-quality strategies promoted by false gurus. The turning point came when he stopped chasing shortcuts and instead studied the true masters of direct response marketing: Robert Collier, Eugene Schwartz, David Ogilvy, Gary Halbert, Gary Bencivenga. These legends built billion-dollar companies with timeless psychological principles, not tricks. He learned that markets evolve, technology changes, and platforms shift, from newspapers to radio, TV, Google, Facebook, YouTube. Yet human buying behavior never changes. The reasons people buy today are the same reasons they bought 100 years ago. The most profitable skill on earth, Sabri discovered, is crafting persuasive sales messages that convert strangers into customers at scale. Not selling one-to-one through calls, but selling one-to-many through internet leverage, ads, long-form content, automated funnels, webinars, and video. He explains that once he mastered direct response selling, everything changed. Instead of making 300 phone calls in a day, he could reach hundreds of thousands automatically, a quantum leap in impact. This chapter closes by reinforcing the book's mission: building a selling system that works consistently and predictably using timeless psychology combined with modern technology. It is the foundation for the explosive strategies revealed in later chapters. Phase 1. Understand and identify your dream buyer. The success of any marketing system begins with a deep understanding of who your ideal customer truly is. Sabri argues that most businesses fail because they attempt to market to everyone, leading to vague, generic messaging that resonates with no one. Instead, the key is to identify a clearly defined dream buyer, the exact person most likely to buy your product, benefit from it deeply, and purchase repeatedly. This process starts with detailed research, not surface-level information like age, gender, and location, but emotional and psychological insight. You must understand what keeps your prospect awake at night, the fears they won't admit publicly, and the dreams they desperately want to achieve. Sabri calls this entering the conversation already happening in your prospect's mind. To build this clarity, businesses must identify the specific problem their dream buyer is trying to solve. Understand the emotional motivation behind that problem. Analyze what alternatives the customer has tried before and why they failed. Determine what the dream buyer ultimately wants more than anything. When you understand your dream buyer better than any competitor, your marketing becomes magnetic. Prospects feel seen, understood, and connected to you instantly, and trust forms before a sale ever happens. Instead of trying to convert uninterested prospects, Sabri advises focusing only on those already hungry for a solution. These are the easiest to convert, the most profitable, and the fastest path to scaling. Phase 2. Create the perfect bait. Once you clearly understand who your dream buyer is, the next step is to create a compelling reason for them to enter your world. Sabri explains that every great marketing system begins by offering value up front, before asking for a sale. This first exchange of value is what he calls the perfect bait, also known as an ethical bribe or lead magnet. The bait must be irresistible and specifically designed to solve an immediate pain point your audience is desperate to fix. It should not be broad or general, but focused and transformative. Its objective is not to sell the core product, but to build trust and demonstrate expertise. Examples include free training or mini course, a checklist or cheat sheet, a free consultation or strategy call, a sample product or trial, a valuable report or guide. The perfect bait works because it allows prospects to experience real results before they buy. If they feel progress, they become emotionally committed to continuing with you. Sabri emphasizes that this step is foundational. Prospects must give something in exchange for the value, typically their name, email, and phone number. This exchange signals interest, giving permission to continue the relationship. Phase 3. Capture leads and get contact details. After designing the bait, the next priority is capturing leads through a conversion-focused landing page. Unlike traditional websites that present information without direction, a landing page has one job: to convert visitors into leads. The purpose is not to educate or fully explain your service, but simply to capture contact information by presenting a powerful promise and a compelling reason to take the first step. A high-performing landing page typically includes a strong headline that directly addresses a core problem, bullet points highlighting benefits and outcomes, a clear explanation of what the prospect will receive, a simple form requesting contact details, social proof to reinforce credibility. Sabri stresses that without a list, a business is dependent on hope. A database of leads becomes a controllable asset, allowing you to create revenue on demand rather than waiting for luck, referrals, or seasonal traffic. Businesses that ignore lead capture waste money by paying for traffic that disappears forever without converting. Phase 4. The Godfather strategy. Once leads enter your world, it's time to make them an offer they feel foolish refusing. Sabri calls this the Godfather strategy, a method for crafting an irresistible offer that eliminates hesitation, fear, and risk. A Godfather offer delivers overwhelming value by combining several elements: a bold and clear promise of transformation, a unique mechanism explaining why your solution works and others don't, bonuses that increase value, strong risk reversal elements such as guarantees, genuine scarcity, and urgency. Sabri explains that customers don't want products, they want outcomes. They want the result that product gives them. Your offer must focus relentlessly on transformation, not features. He warns strongly against competing on price. The real key to winning markets is increasing perceived value so dramatically that the price becomes insignificant. Phase 5. Traffic. With the offer in place, the next step is driving large numbers of qualified prospects to your funnel. Sabri says traffic is the lifeblood of scaling. Without it, Even the best offer and funnel will stagnate. There are two primary types of traffic. Intent-based traffic, people actively searching for solutions, Google Ads, SEO. Interruption-based traffic, people who weren't searching but respond to desire-based messaging, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. To scale effectively, a business must utilize paid traffic because it is controllable, measurable, and scalable. Organic traffic alone is slow and unpredictable. The goal is simple. Turn every advertising dollar into $2, $3, or $4 in return. When you can reliably generate profit from ads, scaling becomes mathematical instead of emotional. Phase 6, the magic lantern technique. This phase focuses on nurturing leads through education-based storytelling to build trust and authority. Instead of pushing prospects to buy before they are ready, Sabri recommends guiding them step-by-step through content that answers objections, provides value, and reduces fear. The magic lantern technique often uses multi-step video sequences, case studies and testimonials, email nurturing, educational marketing assets. The goal is to turn cold leads into warm believers before any sales attempt occurs. When done properly, prospects feel they already know you and are already sold before they ever speak to a salesperson. Phase 7, sales conversion. In this phase, the nurture prospects are invited to convert into paying customers. Sabri explains that sales conversion is not pressure-based. It is about presenting the right solution to the right person at the right moment. Sales conversion strategies differ based on product price. 4 high-ticket offers: phone sales frameworks, structure questions, objection handling, and emotional plus logical persuasion. 4 low-ticket products: optimized sales pages, automated checkout sequences, retargeting follow-up, and urgency messaging. The best conversions happen when prospects believe buying was their idea, not something forced upon them. Phase 8, automate and multiply. Once a business has a profitable selling system, the final step is scaling. Sabri explains that automation creates freedom by removing reliance on the founder. Scaling includes increasing paid traffic, expanding into new marketing channels, hiring sales staff and removing bottlenecks, building back-end offers, and increasing lifetime customer value, automating follow-ups, scheduling, and fulfillment. When done well, the business becomes a machine, a predictable engine that prints customers and revenue consistently, regardless of the founder's daily involvement. The goal is exponential growth. Not incremental, not gradual, explosive. Sell Like Crazy is ultimately about shifting your identity from a practitioner to a marketer, from someone who waits for customers to someone who controls demand and growth. Sabri Suby teaches that the biggest advantage in business isn't having the best product, it's having the best selling system. A predictable flow of new customers is the single most valuable asset any business can possess. If you master the principles in this book, understanding your dream buyer, crafting irresistible offers, generating traffic, nurturing leads, and converting sales, you have the power to scale any business to extraordinary heights. The message is simple. Selling is the oxygen of business. If you can sell like crazy, you'll never worry about revenue again.